Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of It's Me, Shri. Today, we are planning for vacation, and your plants aren't going on vacation, but it's that time of year, and you may be. So, what are you doing if you've spent a couple of months setting up your gorgeous garden, preparing it, nurturing it, only to leave for a few days to weeks at a time? Today, we're covering all the things that you need to do to make sure your garden is set up for success while you're gone. Three things, okay? We're going to chat weather, water, and maintenance. Three easy things, and you should be good to go when you come back. Hopefully, you'll have lots of things to look at, lots of things to harvest, and maybe some surprises along the way. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first things first, we're chatting weather. It's really important to know what your garden is going to be dealing with while you're away. Is it going to be raining? Is it going to be super hot? Is it going to be mild temps? Check that weather and see what you're working with. If it's mild temperatures, you don't have to do much outside of your normal schedule. We'll chat through water and maintenance, but otherwise you don't really have to do too much. If it's colder, that's not a bad thing. Your plants may not grow as much as you were expecting by the time that you come back, but it's much better than the alternative of super, super hot weather. So if you're dealing with temperatures in the high 80s, even the 90s, or even 100s, you're going to want to have a backup plan to help protect your plants while you're away. What does that look like? You want to make sure that you're protecting your plants from the direct sun. That can be something like setting up a shade cloth or adding a constant drip system of water so the soil doesn't dry out. Not all of us can afford to have a drip system everywhere we go, so I have a backup method to show you, which I'm really excited about. Let's quickly chat through the shade cloth before we move on to water. This is a shade cloth. I set these up over my plants like this. What that does is it helps block some of the direct sunlight from getting onto your plants. So that way their leaves aren't frying out, the soil isn't drying out as fast. And what that does is it prevents them from losing water. They don't get stressed. The flowers don't fall off. When plants are stressed, they'll lose their flowers because they're just trying to survive instead of producing fruit. You can buy these anywhere. I buy mine on Amazon. You can also buy them with different levels of coverage. I like to use 50%. You can kind of see in the video what you can still see of my plants. And on the other side, they're fully in shade. So this is what it looks like with the shade cloth. Full shade. They still get the benefit of the heat from the sun without the stress of all the sunlight 24/7. So if you don't have a constant drip system going, how the heck are you watering your plants while you're away? There are a couple options. You can set up the drip system. You can set up something like the aqua globes. This is my potato grow bag, if you remember from a couple episodes ago. So look at how well these are doing. And these are only grown through something called Oyas. I'm going to take it out just so you can see. This is an Oya. So I buy mine from a brand called Grow Oya. You can get them from anywhere. They're 100% clay. You fill the top with water, so it fills all the way with water. And because clay is porous, the water will slowly seep through the clay into your soil. Now let me show you something really, really cool. This is the root system where the Oya was. So the Oya sits in here. Look at the roots. They were all going towards the Oya because that's where the water was. How cool is that? So this is a way to water your plants. I have another with my ginger, and I even have another one in a small area of my raised bed that does not have a drip system. So this is a really powerful tool if you don't have a consistent automated watering system. This is your best way to get around that. I've used this during my past trips. You saw the potatoes. Those look great. So I'm going to continue to use that throughout the upcoming years because they are reusable, they're eco-friendly, they're all good things. So I highly recommend that approach when it comes to water. Finally, we're chatting maintenance. So what do you need to do to maintain your plants ahead of time so that when you come back, they're not super overgrown, they're not stressed. All you're going to do is help create airflow. We have a lot of tomato plants here. You can see it looks like a jungle. What we'll do is we'll go through and remove some of these leaves to help create airflow. And that even includes harvesting. So we see some beans here. If I were going on vacation, I would start to harvest all of these to help make space. I'm also going to remove any other big leaves like this to help provide energy for this little sucker in here. There are a lot of things that you can do to help create that airflow, but then also maintain a good open space for your plants to grow. If you see your tomato plants kind of coming off their structure or off their trellis, now is probably a good time to either tuck them into the trellis or grab some twine and tie them up so that way they have a support system while you're gone. As the fruits start to develop, they're going to weigh down on your stems, and you don't want them to get too heavy where that stem could potentially break while you're away. You want to come back to lots of fruit, lots of flowers, and healthy plants. The last thing that I'll say is maybe the night before or even the morning of, give everything one last good deep water. You're leaving for however long, right? So you just want to make sure everything is getting as much water, get that last fertilizer session in. If you know you're leaving on a Saturday and you normally fertilize on a Monday, push that fertilizing session up. Do it that Saturday morning or even that Friday night. So don't skip out on some of your normal routine processes, just adjust. Your plants are expecting that fertilizer, so you don't want to hold them out until you get back. Okay, so thank you for coming with me today on this quick episode. I hope you walked away with some easy tips to prepare your garden while you're away. Let's not forget, we covered checking your weather. We chatted about things like the shade cloth, setting up an Oya, an automated watering system if you don't have a drip irrigation. We also chatted through maintaining your plants, pruning, things like that. And finally, fertilizing, making sure your plants are getting all the things that they need, all of the nutrients while you're away. So that's it for today. Have a wonderful trip. Come back next time on It's Me, Shri.